On the night of September 1st, 1969, the southern Berkshires of Massachusetts were settling into early autumn. The air dipped to about 55 degrees Fahrenheit, 13 degrees Celsius. In Great Barrington and neighboring towns, radios hummed. Families wound down their evenings, and children braced for the very first days of school to come. It was quiet until the phones at WSBS radio started ringing. Around 8:30 p.m., dozens of calls came in. People across Sheffield, Stockbridge, Great Barrington, Egremont, they all reported seeing a huge glowing object moving over the Housatonic River Valley. Some described it as a saucer. Others said it looked more like a cigar. Metallic. It reflected light, and beams shot down across pastures and treetops. Unlike a plane or a helicopter, it made no noise. It did not pass like a meteor either. It hovered, shifted, then darted away in ways no conventional aircraft could ever match. 9-year-old Tom Reed, he was one of those who experienced it up close. He was in a station wagon with his mother Nancy and grandmother Marion and his younger brother Matthew. They were crossing near the old Sheffield covered bridge about 8 miles or 13 kilometers from downtown Great Barrington. Without warning, their car was swallowed in a brilliant amber light. The family recalled an eerie stillness, so quiet that the sudden roar of crickets and frogs afterward had felt deafening to them. Then everything changed. Tom later described a displacement. When awareness returned, they were no longer in their car. They were inside a vast hangar-like space, larger than a football field. The walls curved, the air was cool, and fluorescent-style lighting filled the space. It had a faint vibration and smelled faintly of ozone. Tom remembered seeing tall, indistinct figures moving around them. Humanoid, but not fully human. When they found themselves back in their station wagon, hours had passed. They were shaken, disoriented, and they were not alone. That same night, somewhere between 40 and 250 people across the Berkshires reported seeing the same thing. The lights, the shape, the silence. And their stories matched, even though many of the witnesses had never met each other. For decades, the story lived in memory. But in 2015, it reached a turning point. The Great Barrington Historical Society formally recognized the Reed family's encounter as a historically significant and true event. One of the rare times a civic institution validated a UFO report. A 5,000-pound concrete monument was installed near Sheffield Bridge with a plaque, benches, and lighting. It was later removed in 2019 after a dispute over its location on town property, though. Skeptics have argued the sightings could have been military aircraft from Westover Air Reserve Base, about 45 miles or 72 kilometers away. Or it could have been unusual atmospheric conditions, bending light. But those explanations don't easily account for the number of people who saw the exact same thing. And for the Reed family's description of missing time inside a hangar-like structure. Makes you wonder. The story has since appeared in books, television, and documentaries, including a 2020 episode of Unsolved Mysteries. More than half a century later, Tom Reed, once the 9-year-old boy caught in that amber light, still talks about what happened. The encounter shaped his life, just as it became part of the Berkshires' history. it does remain as one of the most widely witnessed UFO events in the United States. A night when dozens, possibly even hundreds, up to 250, looked up at the sky and saw something that has never been explained. These are Interesting Things with JC.